All right, you're welcome everyone to this third course. That was a course 3 of this business angle to your profession or skill. Once again, my name is James Olokesusi. You're all welcome, and we bless God that we had course 1, we had course 2, and today we are looking at course 3. We had to rest on Sunday, and I believe that by taking seriously these courses is going to affect and transform you, because understanding the business angle of your profession is going to really help you to maximize your profession, get you better than your peers. Because it's the one thing to run a career without actually maximizing that career. There's a lot of great potential in every career. The only way you can really understand to the fullest how to maximize such career, that's when you can fully maximize it. So that's why you're learning and going through this training. And also today we're going to be looking at the gaps, or maximizing the gaps in business. Understanding the gaps and filling them. Let's say understanding gaps. That's what we are looking at today. So that, because if you don't maximize or fill those gaps that set, you might not really fully achieve what you want to achieve. First of all, I want to really remind us and tell us that you need to subscribe to this channel on YouTube, and as well follow us, and so that you can be able to get all of the videos as it's coming. And the last one we were talking about, the first one we talked about the 7 P's, and the course 2 we're talking about building the business, and today we're talking about filling the gaps in business. So, and once again, let me talk about the business angle of your profession. We said business angle of the profession is you understanding the business, how to maximize, create a value exchange or value offering from your business, and solve problems and generate income, beyond just salary or jobs. You can be an accountant and still run accounting firm, consultancy, and lots of that. I could remember when I was working with Federal Palace Hotel many years ago. While my bosses were working in Federal Palace, they were consulting for other firms. So, and that same year I started my own consulting firm. As a matter of fact, I was doing IT in that place. It was from IT. I was doing some IT, and from there I was able to start a consulting firm myself. That year. So I really want you to really understand that the business angle of your profession will really help you to maximize your profession. Now, today, like I said, filling the gaps. So when we understand the last course 2, I talked about the 3 systems. It's breaking your business into systems and structure. 3 forms of systems. So the business can be broken into 3 parts. We'll look at the operational, we'll look at the sales and marketing, we'll look at the financial. Embedded in the operations is a leadership structure, and when you understand the processes of your business and highlighting your business into different business functions, understand processes. We took a restaurant for an example, and the process in the restaurant, in the function, is placing an order, preparing the order, serving the order, and the complaints. You can break every business into processes. Then you'll be able to know which one to outsource, which one you can handle. So that's what. So as if you're an accountant, a consulting firm, about onboarding a client, delivering service to the client, and get the feedback. So you're an accountant now. You have to get a client, which has to do with sales and marketing. We have to deliver service, which has to do with operations, and that we have to get the feedback, and as well in the course of that you do handle the finances and maximize the finances, how you go about financial management of your firm. So business is all about you understanding these 3. You being able to create a value offering from your profession, like about chemistry. Now can highlight the place of skincare as a business. I like the place of becoming an inspector in the offshore oil industry. There are some people who call inspector. They used to inspect the quality of the diesel. A biochemist can do as that as well. In a lab, you can work in a lab, you can create your own lab and like that. So there are a lot of things you just have to verify, investigate. Like someone that study physics can get involved with as a part-time teacher to math and English, I mean math and physics, yes, and can as well take a business in solar energy power, like solar energy. Go and learn a bit of solar, begin to apply that in solar and many other areas, and different areas of course. Like an engineer now, you study engineering, you can understand the place of fabricating machines for different outlets. Like one of our company, that we need a fabricator of certain of our equipment we're using, shredded machine and lots of things. So we need an engineer, someone that who has studied engineering in school, can come into that by understanding how to fabricate machines. And that's part of the business you can do by learning more of that. An engineer can also help startups, to create, like we talk about fabrication, to create one or two things to build your machines and lots of that. And engineer can learn more in one field or the area to collect contract from different companies, to collect contracts. I mean, consult for different companies to help them fix their machines, generator, AC, and lots of that. Just know, when an engineer just get to learn, you have the basics, so just get to learn one or two more. I remember when I came out from school the other time, many years ago, I had to learn a bit of plumbing, and I learned a bit of plumbing, of which how to set up a petrol station, all the pipings and locks of that, and plumbings in different areas. So that's what makes you a graduate. That's what makes you an enlightened person, whereby you can take advantage of what you learn, or go and learn things more. When you learn other things, you'll be able to appropriate it and use all that you have learned in school, the educator's discipline you have, to appropriate it on it, and to make things get better. Like you getting, like I said in one of the sensitization, that an enlightened person or a graduate can get back to the father's business as a carpenter, add his administrative ability to it, and expand that carpentry firm, or furniture. Or I watch a documentary of a lady who joined his father's furniture firm after graduation, and she expanded, she learned the job, and must have known the job anyway, built the company into a bigger company. So it's same thing to a restaurant. We've seen a restaurant online, training the lady, training online, making a lot of money for her mother, built the booker or the mother's booker to be a bigger, canteen or restaurant. So a lot of that. So when we move to that, from that, we talked about alternative to capital. I want to explain a bit of alternative to capital, because I want to understand the business angle. You need money. Sometimes what you need is not just all about the cash per se. Sometimes you have some alternative, some what cash, what money. Money is not always in cash. Money can be in paper, money can be in character, money can be in integrity, money can be in credibility, money can be in different areas. So amongst the five, we talk about idea. If you have an idea, it's money on its own. You can sell an idea to a friend or an investor, and they will invest on it if it's viable. I haven't done the feasibility studies and the business plan. You see, the investors can invest. I created an idea, sold it out to somebody, and people invested in it. So idea itself is money. Idea itself is money. So you like Steve Jobs created an idea of an equipment, and he had the idea, he wanted to do it, and he sold the idea to his friend. The friend invested $200, just like a college guys. And today he and that's his friend, they were billionaires. The name of that guy is Steve as well. So they became billionaires eventually together. So idea is money equivalent. Also aside from idea, what about integrity? Your character in display, your character integrity, and your financial integrity, your ability to people knowing you for somebody who is integrous in area of finances, in the area of character, When you have character, people want to deal with you. People want to, they want to bring you on board with your business. They want to, you say you are doing these things, you need support in this area. They know you not run with their money. They know you are very integrous. When you say this, you can meet it like that. And you say that, you can meet it like that. So your integrity as well, it can pay. Your integrity can be a credibility in what you're doing. It can be a financial ability. I mean, financial integrity. They know when you put anything that has to do with your money, you are not dubious, you are not crooked. But that's a rare thing to find among the young people today, because most of the young people today are highly dubious and highly corrupt and highly, as a matter of fact, highly very dubious in their own in their character disposition. Finances, oh, they can kill because of money. Everything is about money, money to them. So you have to stand out in that area. Let people know you as one young person or one business person who has integrity. I told you how a man started real estate on basis of integrity, and lands were committed to him. And before you know it, last year he raked in 7 billions in turnover in his real estate. So number 3, like I said, is relationship. Relationship, those who know, a wise man says your network is your net worth. So those you can leverage on relationship for mentorship, for coaching, for assistance, for connection, for access. You can know some wealthy people. It's not just about them giving you money, it's about you having access to their relationship, having access to their network, having access to their credibility, having access to their integrity. So our relationship with the right people. Relationship, you said, a wise man said you are the average of the 5 people around you. If all of you have people you have around you are poor people like you are a poor man. No matter how poor you are, if you have wealthy people around you, you are a wealthy person in the making. So we're an average of every 5 people around you. So your network, you can leverage on your network, your family, your people. Why do you think that a family of the wealthy people are always getting wealthy? So you see, it is a network, it's a relationship. Leveraging on your relationship, it can do a lot. Meeting people, and it can really work for you. Somebody can introduce you to somebody, I went into consultancy one time many years ago, and I needed some jobs, to get some contract and like that, and somebody just spoke to somebody on my behalf. So this person can do this person, and I went to go and meet the person and introduce me, and that was it. So relationship, who do you know? That's why sometimes who you know is more than what you know. So many people in the government today, they only got there based on relationship, not because of they really understand or actually know or they are competent. So the next one is competence. Are you really good at what you're doing? If you're really good, your service will speak for you. See, let me tell you, service, you can raise capital through service, you can scale through service. You're a fashion designer, whatever you're doing, you are doing it already, you are running service here and there. From there, you can gather money to start to expand your shop. You are a hairdresser, you can gather money through servicing people. And if people see that you are really good, they want to invest in you. If they really know you are good at what you do, they really want to invest in you. So you see, you have to build yourself. That's why we talk about the 3 Ds in course 2. Talk about discover yourself, develop yourself, and deploy what you can do, monetize it. So you've got to understand the place of development. Develop yourself. Like Michelangelo, do your business as Michelangelo will run a sculpture. So you've got to develop yourself to be one of the best in your field. Nobody can beat you to your beat. So you have to develop yourself so much. Take time to prepare. That's why we say preparation is a lifelong school. You don't graduate from it. So it's something you have to continue to do. Keep upgrading yourself. Keep moving to the next level. Keep keep going for conferences, seminars, trainings, improving yourself. Don't be plateaued by what you know. Never say I've known enough, I've read enough books. Says so. Billionaires today are still reading books. Read books, go for trainings, go for seminar, upgrade yourself, learn from others. Upgrade yourself. The last one is courage. Courage can be tantamount to money. You see, many businesses have died today due to fear. Not the economy or certain things that killed them. It was fear that killed them. Many people will never exhibit or apply those things they know because of fear. They will never start a business because of fear. So the fear of starting is the reason why many people have never started business today. That's why we say many people, there are two classes of people. We have the drivers, we have the supporters. Drivers are people who have the guts to really start things. Supporters are people who are only, they don't have the guts to start, but they can only support. But you have to learn. And so I said supporters can move to the level of a driver if they learn, if they go through leadership, go through transformational education like we're teaching now. If you begin to learn, begin to get inspired by reading, by learning, by training, by coaching, by mentoring, you move from the phase of supportership to driver. And I was talking to somebody today. I said there are two levels of workers in a company. There are people who are proactive. There are people who are responsive. The proactive people, career folks, are people who can think ahead of their boss, who can understand the vision of the company, who can understand the goals and the instruction on ground, the objective, and they are working towards it. They get their boss. What do we need to do? What do we need to do? What about this other thing? You are here to do it. We are here to do this angle. They are putting their boss on their toes. Not those who are very responsive, just yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. They go and sit down like a robot. When they are waiting for the next instruction, just pressing their phone, pressing their games. Pressing game, playing games. Why didn't they wait destiny? Those are responsive. They can't go far. It is because that's why they say they are not promoted. How can you be promoted when you're just responsive? Yes sir, boss. Yes sir, boss. So you have to be proactive. You have to be a driver, mover, shaker. Courageous. So if courage on its own is money. As you are courageous to do it. Many years ago, two friends of mine, I've said this story and I'm going to say it again. I was meant to go into oil and gas, and a friend of mine said they had to go to the bank to borrow 3.3 million for a tanker. That was how much they were selling, oil in oil in a tanker that time, diesel. And they said I should go and borrow also. I was talking to people. I went to it with boldness. I was talking to people, and like said that I didn't have the money. I didn't want to go to the bank. So I had to be talking to people until I got a person who told me you can go to a company, get an LPO, tell the company, propose to them, you want to supply out to them, and once they approve, take it to Apapa, show it to one or two people, they will give you oil, and in 4 days they pay. You should take your money, you send their own to them. And that was also what I did. And I went to company, they gave LPO, I took it to Apapa, talk to them, it's okay, we can agree for 4 days after, as long as we have the LPO. Show them the LPO, they saw the LPO, and they supplied. And got my money and give them their own money, or they sent to them, they sent them my own share. I was into business. Courage itself can move a lot of mountains. Courage can move a lot of mountains. So that being said, so today I want to talk about like I said, the gaps, filling the gaps. The first gap we're going to be looking at is called reality gap. It's called reality gap. The reality gap comes when what is actually a bit different from what is available in your real life. You have gone to school, learned a lot of things, but there's something called the street OT. In the local parlance, they call it the street OT. The street OT, or the on the job, wisdom, sometimes it's different. Sometimes it's different. You need to understand you were not taught how to build about a business around your profession. You were only taught to go and work somewhere. That was what you were taught in school. But now that's what we are giving to you. Understanding the difference between the theoretical and the business application of what you learn, what you knew, or what you know now. So you have to understand the difference. So you've been able to understand the difference, that what you have learned in school is quite different from in the course of application. There are differences there. So it's a reality gap. How do you fill this gap? By committing yourself to more learning, the new trends, by committing yourself to mentorship, by committing yourself to guidance. That's the way you get to learn new things. That's the way you get to improve yourself. So you got to understand that. So reality gap, that's reality gap. So you have to learn more. You have to get to learn and improve yourself. If all you ever carry around is all that you have learned in school, and that's wealth, is probably a lot of people. I was talking to a business person recently. I said, okay, now look at your business. You've been doing this business for 5 years. You have been at the same point, and I've been talking to you about business. You said, no, we were taught. Yes, we were taught in school, and we know this one in school. That's not the way we were taught in school. Okay, go ahead. You are at the same spot. So there are reality gaps. That's why you have to be open, you have to be curious, you have to be meek enough. You have to be meek enough to receive more knowledge, to learn from people, to be mentored. That's why we say when you are in school, you pay money to your teachers. When you are in the university, you pay money to your lecturers. When you're out of school, you need to pay money to your mentors, through buying books, through going to their seminars, through giving something to them to guide you. So you have to go through that. I went through mentorship for about 10 years on ability to teach, and I was paying monthly. So a lot of people who say come and pay, they say this, I would rather use that money to eat or go and do some other things. You just eat up your destiny, just like Esau. So you will not eat up the destiny by God's grace. So you every time you're making such choice, I was telling that person, come for training, pay so amount. He said, never, I will use my money to eat. Yeah, you eat your money to eat, you stay at the same level. Is that my business? You are the one at the same level, not me. So you will need to prioritize what is right. So the second gap is called knowledge gap. Knowledge gap is not knowing enough. That's a gap between what is expected to be known and what you know. There's an assumption that we'll know everything. Like an accountant now, as I am, I should assume I know everything. I don't know everything. There are many things that are being discovered on a daily basis. So we need to keep learning. The day you stop learning, the day you start dying. You don't know everything. There's a knowledge gap in every field. In your field of study, you only know in partially. That's what the Bible says. We know in parts, we understand in parts. We even prophesy in parts. So there is a rule of knowledge. We all know in parts. There's a knowledge gap. And the more you know, the better you be. The more you know, the better you be. There's always what you need to know. The major problem in every area is ignorance problem. The majority of Nigerian problem, or businessmen in Nigeria, or career folks in Nigeria, is not majorly the economic problem. It's majorly ignorance problem. During COVID-19, everything was shut down. Yeah, people created ideas. Zoom made the greatest amount of money they've ever made in their life during COVID-19, and they have been more prominent more than before then. In fact, remote job became more prominent after COVID-19. Gig economy came to the fore, that contributed to 15% of the wealth of the nation, of the world today. More things, from COVID-19 till now, more the advantage has become so much obvious because it has improved the economy, improved the mindset of people. That's why you see everybody are online now because of COVID-19. Everybody are online now. We have seen the online as a major way to go. The internet has become the way to which to go, because being able to go to the global, to become a global village, have been the in thing. So the COVID-19 killed a lot of people. Regret to see that, but see, the advantage have become more than the disadvantage. In fact, I lost one of my mentors during that time. So I'm not, it's not a good thing to say, but basically it's still the advantage has become more than the disadvantage to the world in general. So we need to understand this. It's so important. Knowledge gap. The reason why things are not working is because there's something missing that you have not known. There's the problem. Major problem is ignorance problem. 70% of problems anywhere, anyhow, is ignorance problem. You need to know more. You need to learn more. There's knowledge gap. Another part of the problem is called, the third gap is called the wisdom gap. The wisdom gap. Knowing the theories and not applying it. It's a 1,000 intention does not equal one action. 1,000 intention does not equal one action. There's what we call wisdom gap. How many things do you know to which you have applied? So you are not applying, but you are acquiring more knowledge. You need to apply that which you know. No matter how full your bank of knowledge is, and until you apply one, you can't get dividends for all that you know. Whatever you know that you don't apply becomes a waste in the making. See, an Igbo man by the roadside selling spare parts, making money, you can't compare to a lecturer in business school, because that lecturer in business school will only be collecting salary for lecturing. He can't collect dividends for business because he has only been teaching, he never applied. So it is one thing to know and another thing to apply. So you have to understand and fill these gaps. I talked about The first gap, which is reality gap. Second gap, which is knowledge gap. The third gap, which is wisdom gap. Apply what you know. Apply what you know. How many books you have read? Several books. How many of them have you applied? If you get to some people's office, their office is filled up with books. How many of them have you read and applied? So many people take glory in, oh, my library is so heavy. How many of those things have you read? I have 10,000 books. How many of it have you read? Not even reading. How many of them have you applied? Let me tell you, it is so dangerous. I've seen it practically, how people know so much but offers little, or has done little. You go to school, that's why we are teaching you these things. Many graduates, many people so much who have graduated for more than decades. I mean, a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, yet you can't see the practicality of all that they've learned in school around their life. You can't see the evidence of the fact that they go to school, which was supposed to translate into wealth or blessings, financial, upgrade for them. It has not. I was talking to a man, about 50. I said, see, with all you know, all you have gone to school, how does it translate into finances for your life? How does it translate? Because you are so poor, so broke, family suffering, everything suffering, because you refuse to go and learn and apply. You assume you have known everything. Assumption is a mother of frustration. To assume you know enough is a beginning of frustration. And to now assume that you have known and you are not applying, that's the worst thing. Because no matter, you will become frustrated, because inside you know you have a lot, but outside there's only a lot of deficiency in application. Or probably you need to know how to apply. You need to go for mentorship that will guide you into application. And that's why you see, you pay the greatest school fees you need to pay is the one you pay to your mentors and to books. Because pick an illiterate man. I know an illiterate woman who only went to go and learn, go into transformational education, where she was helped and guided, and people put her through, learn this one, learn that one. That woman, the last time we were talking, she had bought a truck, a 40-footer truck. She had bought a house. She had bought a space bus, with the fact that she didn't go to school, just doing a business, which is palm oil. That's it. Very close person like that. And so many people who are of our age, who graduated, who are even men, they can't afford close to what a woman is doing. Very intelligent woman, has native intelligence. So it's not about the fact that you went to school, it's about how are you applying what you have learned. How are you bringing into reality all that you have learned? That's what I want you to really take home today. Application is a key to realizing dividends for all that you know. If you have written 10,000 books and you have not published one, you will never get dividends for any of the book until you publish what is in the book. I have many books in my many books I'm here to manuscript at home under your bed. Your manuscript will not bring forth any dividend until it is published. So that's what I have for you today. I know you are blessed, and I know you begin to apply all that you know in your business. So that's what I have for you. Before you quit that business, make sure you learn and you work hard, apply all that I've taught you. Let me tell you, if I were to have this opportunity many years ago, I will not have. I was running a school then. I lacked the knowledge. I lost the school because I didn't see need for mentorship. I didn't see need for reading. I didn't see need for learning. I lost that great school that time. So before you quit, before you begin to complain of Nigerian economy, go after knowledge, go after training. Stay blessed. Make sure you subscribe once again. It's important. Subscribe, and there's certificate for as many who are interested in certificate. Begin to write and pen down so that we'll know for as many we are preparing certificate for just 4,000 naira for certificate. And so on Wednesday we're going to be having a live class, a live Q&A section by 8 o'clock. So stay blessed. By 8 p.m. we're going to send the circular tomorrow. Stay blessed. See you tomorrow in course 4.